Good evening.
No. Good evening and welcome to the June 22nd meeting of the Livermore City Council. I call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Barrientos. Councilmember Branning.
Here.
Councilmember Dunbar.
Here.
Vice Mayor Wong. Here. Mayor Marchand.
Here. If you'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We now have, under proclamations and presentations, we have a presentation from the Alameda County Mosquito Abatement District, presented by Liz Martinez and her able assistant. Oh, that is Eric Haas Stapleton, the PhD lab director. So Dr. Haas Stapleton.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Lizbeth, and this is my colleague Eric, and we will be discussing an innovative mosquito reduction program that the district is implementing this summer. First, I want to start with a little bit of background regarding the invasive mosquito species that has been found in Alameda County. In general, it bites during the day, often around the ankles and legs, lays eggs that can survive 6 or more months on containers or plants without water, can spread dengue, chikungunya, Zika, and yellow fever, and lives near homes and prefers to bite people. In general, the district began to find Aedes aegypti in 2024 in Pleasanton near the fairgrounds and the surrounding neighborhoods as indicated on the map. And in 2025, we have found this mosquito species in Pleasanton, Livermore, Fremont, and Dublin, as indicated on the map. Now with the summer and a lot of rain events, in addition to warm weather, we have been seeing a lot of more mosquitoes in general, but we are anticipating to find the mosquitoes again in the area and other new areas as well. This brings me to what we call an innovative mosquito reduction program. This includes many different types of techniques, but we will be focusing on Wolbachia. This tool has been implemented by many other vector and mosquito control agencies throughout California, Florida, Mexico, Brazil, and Singapore. And with this, the most important thing that this tool uses is male mosquitoes. So all male mosquitoes do not bite, and they feed exclusively on nectar and fruit juices and are considered pollinators. And with this, my colleague Eric will describe how this method works.
Great, thank you, Liz. So the technique that we're going to be using in Livermore is Aedes aegypti that are carrying Wolbachia. So these mosquitoes are released by district staff in neighborhoods that we've selected. And importantly, these are male mosquitoes that are being released, and only female mosquitoes bite and transmit diseases. Next, please. The released male mosquitoes, what they do is they mate with the local female mosquitoes. And when they do that, next, please, the eggs that the female mosquitoes lay do not hatch. And that's because of the Wolbachia that the male mosquitoes carry. They're spreading it to the female mosquitoes, and it makes the eggs inviable. Next. So Wolbachia, when it's transmitted to the female mosquitoes, it interrupts the Aedes aegypti mosquito life cycle. It results in fewer eggs hatching, fewer female mosquitoes, and of course, fewer bites, which is great, and lower disease risk over time. And this is important because this mosquito does transmit diseases like dengue, and it's also a very aggressive biter. So it not only impacts health, it also impacts quality of life. The mosquito that we selected to use is produced by Mosquito Mate. They call this a WB1 male. This product is registered with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and it's approved for use in California by the Department of Pesticide Regulation. Importantly, also, Wolbachia cannot be spread from mosquitoes to people, pets, other animals, or the environment, and it's very species specific. It has no impact on other species of mosquito, and it, of course, does not affect pollinators as well.
We aim to work together with Livermore by continuing to share information about mosquito prevention, such as eliminating any standing water around residents' homes, covering lawn drains with window screen mesh to keep mosquitoes from laying their eggs, and continue to share and encourage other residents to talk with their neighbors and community about reducing mosquitoes. In addition, we really are trying to connect with new community partners such as the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. With this program, we are also currently evaluating 2 areas in Livermore, one in the west and one in the east. This is also based on any data we receive about mosquito abundance of this specific species, in addition to operational considerations. There are 2 websites that residents can learn more. In addition to, we are also distributing door hangers to all the residents to promote transparency, and we also have an informational brochure also available. Thank you for your time.
Quick question. Do you still deliver buckets of Gambusia, the mosquito fish?
Yes.
So all somebody has to do is just call up and they say, I've got a fish pond, and would you be so kind as to bring over a bucket of Gambusia?
Yes. And
Okay.
then, address and a couple other details are shared, such as how big the water feature is. One of our technicians will deliver the mosquito fish. Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any other questions? Councilmember Dunbar.
Do you reach out to HOA managed properties that have drains for the window mesh?
Yes, so that is part of establishing new partnerships as well. We have reached out to HOAs. We have also worked closely with the UC Master Gardeners of Alameda County, and they've been great about promoting that message as well.
Any other questions? I know one of the things that always has surprised me was like people will have old tires in their backyard that they've kind of forgotten about. Well, those collect water and they breed mosquitoes like crazy. So what is it? It only takes a bottle cap of water to breed mosquitoes, and it's amazing how fast they can develop. So if there's no further questions, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate your efforts, and thank you for the presentation tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, now moving on to the Livermore Youth Council annual update, and is going to be presented by Greta Fick-Furlot. I understand you guys have been busy.
Lots.
That's good. Well, that's the fun stuff. When you're getting things done, you're getting stuff accomplished and getting out of the community. That's what we do. That's the important stuff. So thank you so much for doing that.
Council members, my name is Greta Fick-Furlot. I'm the chair of the Livermore Youth Council. Well, I was, but this is my last Livermore Youth Council duty, and this is Tejas Jar, the vice chair. We have 3 staff liaisons. Nathan Bromley right here is from the library in the city of Livermore. McKenna Nation is our LARPD adult liaison, and Tracy Christmas helps with our LBJ USD connections. We meet once a month, and we have 20 youth members from 7th to 12th grade all around the town. Yeah.
Yeah, so what the Livermore Youth Council does is, like, at least to put it in simple words, is that we act as representatives for the youth of Livermore. And we do this by collaborating with city officials or just decision makers in Livermore. And we've worked on things such as the new teen space that is coming up in the library. We've had meetings with the district, the board of district, and I think we've had meetings with you, Mayor John. I wasn't at that meeting though. I was on a trip.
It was a great meeting.
But yeah, so as representatives, we want what's best for the youth of Livermore. The events that we host, which we'll get to later, cater to the youth and just a way for like youth to have a resource. Like some things we do are like mental health. We had a World's Fair, but we'll get in. Won't speak too much about that because we're going to talk about it.
Okay, our first events of the year, we did a Halloween costume contest. To promote it this year, we partnered with the not LAPD, the LPD. And
It's
we
closer.
went to their trunk or treat, and we actually decorated my car and handed out treats and gave a little QR code so people could sign up. We ended up having 15 contestants, which is about double that we had last year. And it was a very fun time, and all the kids really liked dressing up, and
The trunk or treat really is that's a very cool event. It's the kids just love it.
Our next event that we had in fall 2025, which was a new event this year, actually, we had a turkey trot, and we had a course set up in Sycamore Grove Park, as well as a canned food drive. And we had over 80 participants and over 100 cans of canned food collected. And it was a great event. And next event that we had was the Holiday Carnival, which was hosted at the Livermore Library in the Storytime Room. We had lots of games, activities such as like gingerbread houses, arts and crafts, cookie decorating, and we had over 250 participants there.
Very good.
next up, we had our Livermore's Got Talent, where we had over 65 attendees and a bunch of cute performances. Next year, if you see the flyer, show up and watch, because all of the kids are adorable. They're either singing, or some did comedy this year. We had some magic tricks. We had a balloon artist too. It's very cool. We also did middle school visits to talk to 8th graders about the transition to high school. This was in partnership with Livermore High School. And then finally, we have the World's Fair in March, which is, we had over 110 attendees, and that celebrates different cultures around the world.
Yeah. And then after that, we had another new event this year, which was the Easter egg hunt. And that was around April, like around the time of spring break. And we hosted it in a park in the morning. And it was really nice having over 65 attendees there. And the next thing we had was a mental health fair, which was kind of a reboot of something we did at the beginning of the year. Around August, like before the school started and everything, we had a big mental health fair in front of the Bankhead Theater with presentations, posters, and a bunch of guests from around like the Tri-Valley. And what we did to have that reach more of our teen audience needing mental health resources, we partnered with Livermore and Granada High School, and we hosted it at those schools during lunch times. And we had over 200 attendees at each of those.
What's next? We unfortunately will not be here, but some plans that we have is continuing our wonderful events, doing middle school visits and going to the middle schools and promoting LYC and promoting different options you have at both the high schools, expanding on the turkey trot. We didn't know it was going to be such a big hit. We had 100 slots filled and the signups went quick, but not everyone showed up. So we were like, oh, next year we can expand on this and make it a bigger thing. And we really want to do a mental health campaign, pushing out resources for students. And then finally, a community piano project where we have a piano downtown that we are looking for somewhere to store, and that can be pushed in and out during the day so that we can fill our community with some music. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And that mental health space that you have at Livermore High School is just a very cool place to be. And I thought how many times I thought, I just need like 5 minutes to just check out for a few. But what a great space that is. So thanks for highlighting that and letting people know more about it. Any questions from the council? Councilmember Barrientos.
What is the piano project?
Eugene Baker, he had this idea of bringing out a community piano. He had gone to San Francisco and seen some community pianos around. You might notice that some places you travel, at local train stations will have it, sometimes at airports. But some of them are outdoor pianos, and we want to get someone to tune and someone to, we're looking for a place to bring in and out the pianos, just so that anyone can play the piano and, enjoy the music. Yeah.
All right.
Did that answer your question?
Vice Mayor.
So I've attended several of these events and I'm always amazed by how many people show up. And on a very rainy day, I saw the library packed with kids and parents, and it's really amazing. I really appreciate you creating these opportunities by kids for kids, or by youth, I guess, kids. But yeah, so thank you so much for all you've done. And Greta in particular, I've known since she was, I think, 7 years old, and watching her, just all the things she's been doing to contribute to our community and will continue to do. I'm just really grateful for everything you've done in your time here in Livermore.
Other questions, comments? Great. Thank you very much. Keep up the great work. Very exciting. Okay, we have no advisory body appointments. Open forum. The city clerk will explain how people can participate in the open forum.
To provide comment, please fill out and turn in a speaker card found at the entrance of the council chamber. Once public comment opens, each participant's name will be announced and their 3 minutes will begin once at the lectern. Please note, a speaker is not required to answer any questions from the city council, and the city council is not required to answer questions for the public. However, the mayor has the discretion to ask staff to address a speaker's comment when a council member believes it is relevant to a particular business item. Mayor, we have 2 speakers for open forum. The first.
If you want to speak in the open forum, then now is the time. If you're speaking on something that is not on the agenda, then that's for the open forum. If you'd like to speak for something that is on the agenda, just fill out a speaker card with that agenda number on it. Oh, okay. We'll get your card.
Mayor, we have 2 speakers. The first speaker is Connie Copps, and the second speaker is Alan Marling. Connie Copps.
Hi, I'm Connie Copps, and I am here today because I noticed that the last time I was here, I mistakenly said the wrong date. I was looking for some help on direction from you guys, where to go. I wrote my congressman and I wrote my governor, and I haven't heard back from them about some issues. And then also I had another issue where my computer was hacked, and I said February of 2009. My computer was actually hacked in like the summer of 2009. And I figured this out today when I was going through one of my fax sent journals from February of 2009, where I was also communicating with, sending information to different levels of government to try to work on the business plan that I was trying to get off the ground to help with raising funds for unfunded liabilities. I'm trying to think, I don't really know where to go. My Comcast account was kind of shut down because I wasn't using it a lot, but I could prove a lot if I could get that back. And when I called Comcast a while back ago, they said they don't archive for that far back. So I'm not really sure like how to move forward with backtracking my concerns. I wrote to both Eric Swalwell, who, we have a new congressperson in charge, I think in January. And I also wrote to Governor Gavin Newsom in that same day. I sent out certified letters because we're trying to, just backtrack my steps of my artwork and that. And some of it really did have, my copyrighted personified shopping bag that would get, help with marketing this. And so I'm trying to, find out who I would talk to, maybe get some help on this, because as you know, Eric Swalwell is having some trouble. And I'm not sure if our governor is too. I get, there's such a whirlwind of information right now. But it seems like whenever I call anybody for help on this, I, don't really get anywhere. My wheels are spinning and spinning and spinning. And like, I wrote the Department of the Treasury, I faxed them stuff. I faxed stuff to different, just different levels of government. If you could help me in any way, send me a letter to try to give me some direction, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Alan Marling, followed by Alice.
Mayor and council members, I read in the Livermore Vine newspaper that Pleasanton's Police Alternative Response Unit won the Alameda County Award for Emergency Medical Services. Outgoing city manager Jerry Boudin said, quote, "This recognition reflects the city's commitment to finding innovative, collaborative solutions to some of our community's most complex challenges. The Alternative Response Unit brings together law enforcement, behavioral health professionals, and community partners to provide the right response at the right time," end quote. I thought, that sounds great, but why doesn't Livermore have something like that? Well, it turns out we do.
We do.
The Livermore Mobile Evaluation Team. In it, Lily Oberdorfer has a master in counseling psychology with a concentration in forensic psychology. She works with Officer Graycar. I thank both for their service. By centering trained counselors and de-escalation, we can have less shootings, less ambulance rides, and less repeat calls. These innovative teams save money and lives. I hope our programs for alternative response units continue to learn from each other and grow across the Tri-Valley and Alameda County. Our emergency response systems have great potential to evolve into forces for healing rather than punishment. Community-based solutions should be prioritized over incarceration. The latter benefits primarily the bottom line of the prison industrial complex. Thank you.
The next speaker is Alice.
Start by asking for forgiveness if I sound a little angry, as an angry resident, because in spite of my neighbors and myself following all the city protocols asked of us by the Livermore Planning Division, they have decided to dismiss all our concerns by granting a short-term rental, also known as an STR or Airbnb, permit to Mr. Eugene Ilandu, located at 975 Dickens Court. Even before the permit was granted, Mr. Ilandu rented out this home to a band of hoodlums. Why do I call them hoodlums? Because they came screeching around the corner into our court. Then a bevy of cars arrived, taking over our court, including 8 cars in the driveway, some blocking the sidewalk. Then serious party time really began, with groups of people arriving on foot till 4:30 in the morning. Eventually, some of the attendees dispersed to the adjacent Belmar Street, yelling and screaming so loud that a neighbor a block away had to call the police, who arrived about 10 minutes after they left. We then received a proposed SDR courtesy notice to all neighbors within a 100-foot radius of the proposed permit, saying, and I quote, "The city of Livermore shall consider such information prior to making a final determination on the application." So we responded about our concerns, including videos confirming some of the transgressions, and have more as well. A neighbor went to the planning division's office with some of these videos. The city then approved the permit, saying that they are taking into consideration that Mr. Ilandu was not aware of partying to extremes was happening or what the rules and regulations are for STRs. This in spite of the fact that Mr. Ilandu appears to be a professional STR landlord, because I'm told by neighbors who have done their homework that he has about 11 other short-term rentals. I have also recently seen a Nextdoor post complaining that an SDR renter was using their garbage cans without permission. Problems are arising because there's no real Airbnb renter accountability. What do they care since they don't even live here? That's why many cities are starting to pull out of the Airbnb program. But I will leave you with this. Mayor Marchand, we beseech you to come to our rescue as you did when you stood up for Livermore and not allowing BART to come to our city, which would have threatened our quality of life. And that is exactly what's happening to our court and adjacent streets. We need better from our neighborhood preservation department by actually preserving and protecting our community. And I have to ask, why were we asked to submit our concerns, to which we responded by letting the planning division know about 4 police calls and numerous transgression videos, only to be dismissed in one fell swoop. I respectfully request rescinding this permit. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no additional speakers, Mayor.
Okay, with that, we're going to move ahead to the consent calendar. These are typically routine items that are passed on a single motion. Is there anybody that wishes to pull any items for, yes, Councilmember Barrientos? 6.5. 6.4 is going to be continued. It was removed from the agenda and continued to a future meeting. Is there anything else that anyone would like to pull for comment or questions? Okay, Councilmember Barrientos. You had questions about 6.5?
And, you know, sometimes we get assigned to committees and you come with this. Anyway, like for example, I was over at Denny's and to-go boxes are all plastic. And, you know, I belong to Stop Waste and we're trying to get people to use more compostable items like to-go boxes and cardboard where they can be, or reuse them. Southway is going to the high schools and a lot of schools in Oakland and switching the kids over from disposable items to reusable trays. In fact, one child's comment was, hey, our trays don't smell like plastic anymore. And just to give you some, like, a little bit of idea, 300 million pounds of food are thrown away annually in Alameda County. That equates to about 100 million meals that we can provide. And 25% of the people in Alameda County experience food insecurity. So, you know, we as a community got to figure out what do we do with our food. And they try to go into restaurants and show them how to manage their food and not have a lot of food wasted and thrown away. So it's a good program that we're going through. It's a state law too, right? So I appreciate the effort that we're going to do right now, and I hope people consider what they do and how they use their food.
And thank you for representing the city on stopwaste.org. Certainly appreciate that. Good work. Any further questions or comments on consent? Okay, I had a quick question. 6.3, it wasn't clear. How many linear feet of roadway is being slurry sealed? Or square feet, if that's a better measure.
Mr. Mayor, this is Paul Spence, your Assistant City Manager. It's about 900,000 square feet of restoration, or about 14.2 lane miles.
Okay, so that works out to about $200,000 per mile.
Yes, sir.
And if memory serves me right, it's like between $1 million and $2 million a mile for repaving. So to extend the life of the road, this is a smart investment.
Absolutely, sir. That's
Okay.
correct.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And 6.4 has been continued. Moving on to if there are no further questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion.
We do have one
Ms. Speaker.
speaker for public comment. One speaker is Connie Cops.
Which number on consent?
Excuse me, Mayor, 6.5.
Okay, 6.5.
Okay, 6.5, is that the issue about the stop waste? Okay, just wanted to make sure. So, back when Vinny was first out there, I had some issues with Vinny and I talked to Darren about it. But I'm not sure who actually designed it. I'm okay with it now. I think that, it's an education thing. Lot like Grover, the garbage can and things like that. But again, like my mascot that was getting ignored was, a personified shopping bag. And so I would like the opportunity to talk with the marketing director to perhaps do a cartoon where the bag is actually incorporated. Getting back to what Ben had said too about stop waste. Back when Gene Kwan and Marge Leiter that were on the board and stuff like that. This was faxed over to our city, the little bag that's got eyes and a hand and a personality and stuff. And I think that might be kind of fun. Kind of reminds me of the superhero cartoons that were on when I was a kid. And I don't really remember, I mean, even though I was like the first generation to watch Sesame Street, I don't really remember the garbage can guy's name, but I think, it serves good purpose. I love the compost that I get, it's made from the city. It works really well. But I worked really hard on this, and I really think, especially, my letter to Troy Brown about doing this with reusable cups as well, when he was our assistant city manager. There are some things that I think on my end, I just feel, I might be wrong, I feel they're getting stifled, and I just feel it's sort of unfair, and I want to be part of the solution, but, and maybe I'm overreacting, but I've had a lot of situations that make me feel like, just getting squashed. And since the 80s, I've had about 6 different inventions kind of like taken from me by corporate America. And so I really fight for myself now. And I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, because again, I want to be part of the solution.
I don't know if there was a name for the garbage can, but the guy that lived in the garbage can was Oscar.
We have no additional speakers, Mayor.
Actually, my son was the first generation, which is kind of scary, of Sesame Street. Okay, so there being no further comments, yes.
I just wanted to note that we were under the engineer's estimate for that repaving contract, which was really nice to see, and we'll use that leftover money for good purposes.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a lot of that's Measure BB funding, which was passed by our electorate. Okay, so 6.4 has been continued. Do I have a motion for the rest of the consent calendar?
I'll move consent.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Branning,
I'll second.
seconded by Councilmember Dunbar. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed and abstentions? Passed unanimously. Thank you very much. Moving on to matters for consideration, 7.1. This is hearing to consider all evidence and reports regarding the master fee schedule.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I'm Eric Peterson, your Finance Manager from the Administrative Services Department. Tonight, I'm presenting the city's fiscal year 26-27 master fee schedule. Sorry. Why is it not advanced? The master fee schedule is a single document where all fees for city services and activities are located. Most fees are adjusted by CPI. This year it's 2.5%. The schedule does not include development impact fees, landscape maintenance district assessments, or franchise fees. It's a best practice to annually review and update the master fee schedule. These fees were intended to recover the actual cost of providing services that were established through a formal study and reviewed annually. The master fee schedule includes fees previously adopted by council and deletes fees no longer used and are not applicable. Tonight, I'm focusing on proposed new and modified fees. Staff is proposing to add several new or modified fees to the master schedule. The Community Development Housing and Human Services Division is introducing a new unit home buyer eligibility verification fee to recover the cost of reviewing eligibility and process home buyer applications from those developers who manage their own applications and selection process for newly constructed affordable homes. The next updates are within the Community Development Building Division. Voltaic system fees for commercial buildings up to 50 kilowatts have been set at $1,000 per State Assembly Bill 1132. Other minor modifications include the separation of residential remodels to remove kitchen and bath work from the per square foot remodel fee. Kitchen and bath remodels already have their own individual line item. Re-roofing fees have been clarified to distinguish between residential and commercial projects. The police department is updating the card room license and renewal fee to match current staff fully burdened hourly rates. New for 26-27 is a card room amendment fee based on current staff time required to process each type of license. This fee accompanies the card room expansion application for expanded services. The Public Works Water Resource Division is updating its source control and related fees, which are calculated on average staff and vehicle time required to perform various components. The increased fees are based on current fully burdened hourly rates for staff involved. The Water Division is increasing the construction meter deposit to $3,500. This covers the cost to replace the construction meter. Some additional cleanup changes to the master fee schedule include adding an existing housing fee for reviewing preliminary applications for eligible housing development projects, deleting certain photovoltaic fees in the schedule due to the Assembly Bill 1132 update, and removing the conference room phone fee from the airport since it is no longer applicable. Staff recommends the City Council conduct a public hearing and adopt a resolution approving the city's master fee schedule, incorporating certain fee changes and superseding Resolution 2025-102. Staff's available for questions.
Are there any questions for staff at this point? Let's see. Couple of questions I've got. So as you pointed out, the fees are to cover the actual costs. So the city isn't making any money on these.
That is correct.
Yeah. So we're not making a profit. There's a lot of cynicism out there that this is why we're in the business, but this just to cover our actual costs.
That is correct, Mayor.
Okay. And a number of these fees are simply pass-throughs. So we collect the fee for other agencies. For example, Zone 7 and LERPD. So we collect those fees.
Yes, that is true.
Okay. So what's kind of a ballpark, let's say for an average size home, what would be the total fee load on something like that?
Mr. Mayor, your average fee load for a 2,500 square foot home is about $230,000, and about 57,000 of that is a pass-through fee, to give you a sense.
Okay. And this, I think it's very important that we have these annual updates. When I was first elected to the Zone 7 Water Board, they had not increased their connection fee for 18 years. And we had to revise the connection fee. It went up 350%. And that was the year that I stood for my first reelection. So trying to justify a 350% increase. But we did it, and because that's what it took to provide that service. And we weren't making any profit on that. And unfortunately, those who benefit pay. There aren't any other sources of money other than the people that are receiving the benefit. So those that receive the benefit are the ones that have to pay for it.
Correct.
Because one of the early on mantras that we had was that new development pays its own way. It's no longer subsidized by the current residents, and that's why the fees took that jump. One of the other points that with Lake Del Val, when they built Lake Del Val, it was deliberately undersized because the idea was to drain the lake to supply the other contractors to our south, Santa Clara Valley Water District, Zone 7, and Alameda County Water District, so that when the permanent facilities were put in by East Bay Regional Park District, Zone 7 lost about 11,000 acre feet of capacity in the lake, because normally the lake would have been drawn down during the summertime. So in order to reclaim that capacity, Zone 7 had to enlarge the South Bay Aqueduct to allow the additional conveyance at a cost of $200 million. And that's reclaimed through connection fees, because it's that increment to provide for new growth. So I appreciate the fact that you came back for an annual update on this. And certainly a lot of this is simply to recover our costs for the new development. So with that, is there any public comment on this? Now that
There is no public comment, Mayor.
oh, okay. Well, very good. Well, in that case, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the council. Any further questions or comments from the council? Councilmember Dunbar.
Just one more comment to add on to that. Councilmember Branding may remember a certain planning commission where we talked about a shed for a long time. We want you to go through these permit processes so that you don't have to come to another meeting or an appeal, because that will be more expensive because there's a permit fee for that separate from everything else. So please just check in. We want to be helpful. We're here at the permit desk for you. So if you have something, come let us know.
All right. Any further comments, questions? A motion? Okay, Councilmember Barrientos makes the motion.
All second.
Okay, seconded by Councilmember Dunbar. Any discussion on the motion? If there is no opposition to the motion, it passes unanimously.
Clarification, that included the change that was presented to us, removing one portion of the item in the supplemental packet.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. I see heads nodding at the, okay, yes. Okay, item 7.2, this is a public hearing for the confirmation of the levy of assessments for the landscape maintenance districts.
Good evening, Mayor Marchand and members of the City Council. My name is Marissa Gann, and I am the Interim Public Works Manager for the Public Works Department. The city currently has 92 landscape maintenance districts organized under the Landscaping and Lighting Act of 1972. The costs for maintaining the districts must be fully covered by the assessments received by each district. The costs are reset annually with an approved escalator of either CPI or CPI plus 1%. In order to levy assessments to pay for the maintenance of these districts, the city must conduct a public hearing. On June 8th, the City Council approved the notice of intent and adopted tonight, June 22nd, as the public hearing date. Each year, staff reviews the costs, maintenance levels, and long-term financial stability of these districts. Staff then recommends the level of assessment required to meet both the short-term and long-term maintenance needs of each district. Staff has completed this process, and all of the proposed assessments contained in the annual engineer's reports are within the voter-approved caps. Staff is asking for the council to conduct the public hearing and then adopt the resolution confirming the levy of the assessments. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? All right, do we have any speakers on this?
We have no public comment, Mayor.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to close the public hearing on this and bring it back to the council. Is there any discussion, any questions on the item?
I'll just note, very similar to the other items, these are costs to prevent costs from going on to other people in the city that would have to maintain it if it wasn't paid for by the direct neighbors.
And again, these are the people that live in those neighborhoods, and they're gaining the direct benefit. And we all benefit from from the downtown landscape maintenance district. And that's a high point of our downtown. If there's no further comments, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of the staff recommendation.
I'll second.
Member Dunbar makes the motion, seconded by Councilmember Branning. Any discussion on the motion? If there's no opposition, then it passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Thank you. Moving on to 7.3, the city's urban water management plan.
My name is Yan Zhang. I'm the Technical Programs Manager from Water Resource Division of Public Works. Tonight, I will be presenting two council items, 7.3, 7.4, which are 2025 Urban Water Management Plan and 2025 Water Shortage Contingency Plan. An Urban Water Management Plan is a water supplier's long-term plan for water use and supply. It has water demand forecasting, water supply assessment, and water supply reliability analysis. Here's the timeline of this adoption process. On March 5th, we sent out the notice of preparation to the public. On June 5th, we made the draft available for public comments. Today, we're doing public hearing and adoption, and by the end of the month, we need to send everything to the state. This is the overview of our service area. The city of Livermore provides drinking water to 1/3 of its residents who live in the outer area of the city. The inner area is served by the California Water Service Company. It should be noted that the city receives 100% of its water from Zone 7 Water Agency. In 2020 and 2025, the city met the goal of water conservation by using less than 192 gallons of water per person per day. Since Zone 7 is the only water supplier to us, their water source portfolio is very important. As you can see from this pie chart, this is a snapshot of their water supply in 2025. You can see they get water from seawater projects, they get water from Livermore Valley groundwater basin, as well as Lake DeVille. In the future, Zone 7's water supply will vary from time to time based on the water source capacity as well as operation strategy. They're also pursuing other projects, including Sites Reservoir Project and Chelf Lake Project. And they also participate in the Improved State Water Project to have more water down the road. Zone 7 conducted the reliability assessment for long-term and short-term to make sure there's enough water to cover different drought conditions. The long-term is assessed at a 5-year interval from 2030 to 2050. The short-term is assessed every year from 2026 to 2030. The assessment shows under normal year condition, single dry year condition, and short-term condition, there will be enough water. For multiple dry year, if a 5-year drought starts in 2045 or 2050, during the last year of each drought, there will be a 14% and 20% shortfall, respectively. This seems to be a lot, but I would like to point out that during our 2014 and 2015 drought, the Livermore residents were able to save 32% of the water. So if everybody worked together, we can close the gap. At the conclusion of the public hearing, staff would like the council to adopt a resolution to cover the items on these slides.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? All right, is there any public comment?
No public comment, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I'm going to close the public comment period. There are a couple of things I noticed in the report. There were several mentions of the Sites Reservoir. And it should be noted that the Sites Reservoir construction hasn't even started yet. And they're probably it's going to be at least a 5-year construction window on that. So I was kind of surprised that they were relying on deliveries from sites. I'm making the comment that hasn't been built yet. I was very proud to see the fact that we met its conservation goals. As you pointed out, during the 2014, 15, and 16 drought, the city of Livermore led the entire state in conservation. And I'm very proud of the fact that we did that even by keeping Lizzie Fountain on, because that's where the children play. But we still managed to lead the state in conservation. So very proud of the way that we've managed water here in Livermore. With that, if there's yes, Councilmember Dunbar.
I'll catch you. If you look at table 4-2, which is a breakdown by 5-year increment, you'll see that it doesn't actually start relying on the site's reservoir until 2035.
Right.
So there should be sufficient accountability time delay built into that. 10 years on a 5-year, I think is what you
They've
did.
been talking about Stites Reservoir for 30 years.
Indeed.
And the Auburn Dam was originally part of the original State Water Project, and the Auburn Dam never got built. They poured the footings for it, but so I don't hold a lot of confidence in these until there's actually water in there. There's liquid water and there's paper water.
Could I ask staff to back up to the slide with the chart, please?
Which one? Sorry,
The chart.
the one with the pie chart? This one?
One more.
One more?
Well, that one
Oh, this
mostly works too, but the year by year. Yeah, I just really liked this. We've had people come in when we were going through the general plan, talking about, where's the water going to come from? This is the planning document that tells us where our water is going to come from. We have a plan for it. We are well north of what we need in the, couple of 5-year cycles for the next 5, and it's really into 2025 where you might have a reduction if you have a 5-year drought in the end years of a drought. So we are careful about this with our projections. So thanks for all the work.
And when you see that the purple line, that's the State Water Project. When I was at Zone 7, we doubled the Table A entitlements. And there were droughts though where we got the phone call saying that we got good news and bad news for you. The good news is you're going to get 10% of your water supply, and the bad news, you've already gotten it. We're turning off the pipes tomorrow. So, and yet we survived that. So it's good planning, and it's good to have these long-term plans in the future. So with that, I've closed the public hearing already. Are there any further questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of the staff recommendation.
Okay, Councilmember Dunbar makes the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Councilmember Branning. Any discussion on the motion? If there's no opposition, it passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to matters for consideration. We've got the appointment of council members to the
We have one more public hearing.
7-4. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw water in there. I went past the second one. Okay, shortage contingency plan. That's the president of the urban water management plan. Sorry about that. I saw
Here,
water. Just
thank you.
bounced right over it.
Here we are looking at the water shortage contingency plan. The water shortage contingency plan is an actionable local plan to prepare for and manage drought and other water supply shortage events. The city provides and adopts the water shortage contingency plan as part of its urban water management plan, as I previously mentioned. The plan has been reviewed and updated, and staff determined that the plan remains adequate as required by statute. This table shows there are 6 water shortage stages corresponding to the shortfall level from 10% to over 50%. The city can declare water shortage if any of those 4 scenarios happens. That could be a formal water supply shortage notification by Zone 7, or a collective recommendation of the Tri-Valley Water Retailer Group, or an actual or potential local water supply restriction or emergency affecting the city system, or a resolution from the city declaring a local water supply emergency. City can take different actions to reduce the demand. Expanded public education and outreach campaign are always the best way to go. Other measures are listed on this slide. You can see the full list from the municipal code, and we haven't made any changes since the last adoption, so everything is still the same.
After the conclusion of the public hearing, staff recommend City Council pass a resolution, including the items on this slide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? All right, do we have any public comment?
No public comment, Mayor.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to close the public comment period and bring it back to the council. There's no further questions. Is there a motion? Okay, moved by Councilmember Barrientos,
I'll second.
seconded by Vice Mayor Wong. Any discussion? Okay, there being, if there is no opposition, then it passes unanimously. All right, very good. Thank you very much. Now we go on to matters for consideration 8.1. This is for the appointment of council members to the City Council Subcommittee on Advisory Bodies. This sort of goes by a rotation. I'd like to thank the members that were part of this the last go around. And hang on a second here. Recognizing that most recently it was, hang on a second here, council members, Vice Mayor Wong and Councilmember Dunbar. So keeping up with that rotation, looks like it would be Vice Mayor Wong and Councilmember Barrientos. It's you? Okay, you serve two. All right. Okay, there we are. Okay, that was the, okay, got it. All right. Okay, so then Councilmember Dunbar and Councilmember Barrientos. I got that right? Okay. All right, so if that's the case, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded by
I'll second.
Vice Mayor Wong. Any discussion? If there's no opposition, it passes unanimously. Thank you. On to committee reports and matters initiated. Councilmember Dunbar.
I think all of us spent a lot of time together apart over the last couple of weeks, but rodeo parade was great. Rodeo was great. Beautiful weather. Nothing much to report in particular. I was on the subcommittee to ACTC and went through that, and yeah, nothing specific to report at this point. Goodness Village fundraiser was great, and I'm not sure who got your cake.
It was Christine Bach, Beach Bachman.
Yeah, it's, if you look at our reports for all of us, it was clearly a very busy couple of weeks. A lot of fun activities. Of course, Rodeo Week is always amazing. I would like to highlight a couple of small things, a couple of things I should say. One is the LARPD department and foundation jointly had a ribbon cutting for the bike pump track just right behind this building, basically. And I've known Mike Ralph for quite a while, and I want to give a special just public shout out to him. This has been kind of his dream and his baby for a long time, and he has spent countless hours on it. And to finally see him be able to take the first, ride after the ribbon cutting was just an absolutely amazing moment. With that, I will also highlight that it is the LARPD Foundation's fundraiser on Friday. I believe there's still a few tickets left. There's not too many, but if anyone wants to go, Wind Down in the Grove is this Friday. And I think the last thing I want to highlight is from the meeting today at LAVTA, the Projects and Services Committee spoke about the potential impacts on our budget, whether the transit measure passes in November or not. LAVTA thankfully does have a healthy reserve, and we won't see immediate changes, but it is something that's going to be discussed at the board on if the transit measure doesn't pass, LAVTA will have to do some reductions. We haven't defined what those are yet, but there would definitely be some reductions there.
Well, thank you. Councilmember Barrientos.
Nothing to say.
Okay, everything is in the document. Thank you. Vice Mayor Wong.
Saturday, we celebrated the Tri-Valley Juneteenth Festival, and this is the 6th year I've been part of the group that has put this together. And initially, we were the only one in the Tri-Valley, and now each year I find there are more Juneteenth celebrations in the Tri-Valley, and I think that's fantastic. And so I've been very happy each year to see more and more events to attend. And I want to thank all the community members who come out to celebrate with us every year.
This was a fun thing at Alden Lane Nursery. They had this actually happened because they learned that I had signed the Mayor's Monarch Challenge to encourage plantings of pollinator plants to support the monarch butterfly migrations. So Alden Lane created a butterfly flyover station garden where they have milkweed and they have lilacs and butterfly bush. So we had the ribbon cutting for that. And there was kind of a public awareness on be supportive of the monarch butterflies because they're amazing creatures. They have this incredible migration that they undergo every year. And so go down to Alden Lane, take a look at the garden and just marvel at the miracle of the monarch butterflies. Also, this coming Friday, we have the 150th anniversary celebration for the city of Livermore. Unfortunately, it's the same time as the wind down in the Grove, but the celebration at Livermore Plaza is free. So you can go to ours and then wind on down to the Grove. So it's 150th anniversary, Friday from 5 to 8 at Livermore Plaza. There'll be food and activities, and Element 116 will be playing. And so with that, there being no further business, before we adjourn, I would like to recognize David Hurst, who was a co-founder of Livermore Pride and a member of the Alameda County Public Health Commission. He was a very strong advocate for our community, and unfortunately, he passed away last year. And so I would like to adjourn in his honor and memory for David Hurst. We're adjourned.